You're picking a movie just to pick a movie.
Yeah.
Don't accidentally pick this movie because you might be going in for taking your shot and some dude gets his head blown off.
Oh, there definitely is.
And then
there definitely is.
That's what I'm talking
about.
Okay. Or you might be going to take your shot and then some kid's mom dies.
Yeah.
And then it ruins everything. The girl's crying. Yes. Now you can't.
There definitely is times where you're like, I know where this movie's going, and I have a limited amount of time to make this move.
Or it's a pass up until the 35-minute mark.
Welcome to The Cover, where three Hoosier friends judge books by their covers and movies by their trailers.
That's right. I'm Brett, here with my fellow Indiana natives, Remington and Marcus, ready to dive into the stories that keep us up all night and occasionally put us to sleep.
Whether you're a bookworm, movie buff, or just here for the witty banter, we've got you covered.
Each week, we'll dissect a different book or movie, sharing fun facts, hot takes, and moments that make Marcus cry. Spoiler alert, we're not experts, but we're definitely opinionated.
From literary masterpieces to blockbuster flops, nothing is safe from our snarky reviews and wild tangents. Who knew Hoosiers could be this entertaining?
So grab your popcorn and reading glasses because we're about to embark on a hilarious journey through the pages and screens that shape our lives. Or at least our weekends.
You're listening to The Cover. Let's get the show on the road before one of our kids wakes up.
Hey, let's just roll. Let's roll with this.
Okay.
Let's answer. There's 11 questions here. We already started with what's new. Let's just go straight into Remember the Titans and see how we do with these questions.
Yeah.
So, you got them? Did you write them down?
So read them off again. So
what are we going to cover? Mm-hmm. What did you like? What did you know about this going into it? What's your 30-second synopsis?
Okay, hold on.
And I have to do an 11-word synopsis? Okay.
For this particular episode, because we're not down to 7 questions. I do think we should get to 7. I think that's a magic number.
Yeah. Okay, next. 7. I'll try 7 words.
You know what? What was relatable? And under that is, like, for thought joggers, what did you learn? What made you laugh? What made you cry?
Learn the Jimmy V.
Yep.
Learn, laugh, cry. Okay. Take it out. Best quotes.
Before best quotes, well, we can do it in any order, but what are the hidden gems? What were the best quotes?
Hidden gems, best quotes.
What do you rate it? Was the last one?
Rating.
And then if we could make the last question, what's next? We got to chop 2 questions.
No, we don't.
So 9 questions. This is a 9-question podcast?
I love it.
All right, 9 questions it is.
9
word synopsis.
I love 9
Are we going to rate it out of 9?
Right,
are we going to rate it?
I love 9 versus 10.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9's better than 10.
I like 9.
Yeah, and for Spanish listeners, once we translate,
nine.
One word to say.
Plus, we could pull, at some point, the audio from Inglourious Bastards.
Oh,
9.
That doesn't mean 9.
And we can play What's New Pussycat at the beginning for the What's New, like Tom Jones just, insert What's New Pussycat, and then we go into it. All the
Every time you say that,
dude, we need to.
Do you know that Mike Birbiglia joke about What's New Pussycat?
Probably. I was just
where
thinking
he's
about
like,
him. About when he talks about late people, I think about it every time I'm late somewhere because I would never be late if it weren't for the other roommates that I have that are in my car, aka my wife.
He talks about putting $10 into a jukebox at this diner.
No, that's John.
John Mulaney. And he's like,
it's so funny.
Do you ever want to know how many times What's New Pussycat has to play before someone reacts to it?
I have heard that bit.
Oh, it's so funny. That is one of the funniest. How many
times?
Comedy
he goes,
skits.
after 4 What's New Pussycats, a man in the back goes, go! It's so good. John Mulaney is who it is.
Yeah. It's John Mulaney.
I saw him live. He's good.
And it is really
saw him live?
funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Great seats.
Really, really funny.
All right, well, let's do it. What are we covering today, Rem? What's on the docket? What do we got?
Today we're covering Remember the Titans, an oldie goldie, one of our favorites, one of the most quotable movies. I mean,
oldie goldie. I thought you were gonna say oldie but goodie, but I like oldie goldie.
No, this is not my father's podcast.
Okay.
I mean, it is a podcast for my father, but I do not talk like that. If that's what you were wondering. No, Remember the Titans, I feel like, is the most quotable movie, at least in our friend group, But I mean, do you feel like the rest of America feels that way?
I think that it's probably vast, demographically, geographically. More people total could quote it, but I don't think every single group would pick it.
But
I think
name a more
millennials.
name a more quotable.
Superbad is.
That's a more quotable movie across all age groups.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think there are some groups that would pick Superbad versus Remember the Titans.
There's some groups that would pick Bambi, but I'm saying like for like
name
the
one
general.
quote from Bambi.
I was just thinking about Ashton's joke yesterday. I couldn't get that out of my...
Yeah, I agree though. Most quotable overall, yes.
We're just gonna move on and not tell Ashton's joke, by the way.
Pretty quotable.
Yeah, it's quotable.
Let's just say it's a quotable movie, and we've quoted a lot amongst our friends.
Oh yeah, for sure. What'd you know going into this, Marcus? Think back. This would be, we need Elliot, circa 2000-ish.
It's got to be in that neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
2000, 2002. Are you able to look it up
2000.
there, Rem?
It's 2000.
So I nailed it.
Yeah.
I said ish though.
Yeah,
so.
2000.
What were you doing in 2000?
I was graduating elementary school, man.
Denzel Washington, like that's like prime Denzel, I feel like. But anyway,
what'd you know going in?
Let's see, 2000. I would have been in, what were we, 6th grade, Brett?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're graduating elementary school. Well, it depends on when it came out. It
Yeah.
could have been beginning of 7th grade or end of 6th grade.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly, but obviously we would have known that, like, the Jim Crow times happened within the South, right? But that's, like, I would have just known maybe what I heard of when I thought about, like, whether it was like lynchings or the KKK or like desegregation, JFK. Those
So
kinds
Marcus thought way deeper than I at 12. I knew it was
those
a
were
movie.
things I knew about.
You're a smart dude. I knew it was about football and
Attitude reflects
by the way,
leadership,
I remember
Captain.
I remember when I found out it was a Disney movie. I was like, Disney makes
Real movies?
real movies.
Yeah.
That is about all I knew. Denzel was in it.
That sounds like a 12-year-old Brett comment.
Exactly. Was not considering the implications of Jim Crow and all this. Yeah, it was a movie with Denzel and
Cannot replace the Gary Bertier. I'm just going to quote. I'm just going to throw quotes in the entire time.
What'd you know beforehand, though? Before the quotes?
Before the movie, so I distinctly remember this. It was at a period of my life where I thought I was too cool for that movie. Because
Oh.
I didn't know it was a Disney movie going into it, and I wanted to watch cooler movies, and I had to go with my whole family because my family's like...
I was going to say.
My family's like, we're watching a family movie, and I was like, I don't want to watch film. I want to watch adult movies now.
This
Like,
is
I'm older.
probably
Dude,
the rawest, realest movie Rem was allowed to watch.
Every one of our reactions to this is the most like Brett or Remington or Marcus reaction.
Yeah. Well, what's funny though is like I distinctly remember trying to figure out how I could really get in this movie because I basically told my mom I was going to hate it. Like I remember having that conversation,
wow.
like I'm going to hate this movie. Like I don't want to go. And it was so good. And you're sitting there trying to not admit that mom was right, kind of thing.
So was it just because it was a movie your parents okayed?
Totally, 100%. It was totally rebellious and like, yeah. Yeah,
That's like
but it was a great movie.
Reed
It's
is
probably
kinda like that.
Between that and Pirates of the Caribbean, which was a fan favorite. I've probably watched that movie. I mean, in some form or fashion, over 100 times. I mean,
Oh, wow.
if it's on,
I've
you
watched
watch it.
Remember the Titans a lot.
Yeah,
I mean, I've watched it. I can't.
This might be something horrible to admit moving forward with the podcast. I've never watched Pirates of the Caribbean beginning to end.
What?
I don't think it's horrible. I think it's just weird.
30-second synopsis. 30 seconds
Does
or
that
less.
go to the Netflix and chill? Is that
Timer's going on. 30 seconds. You will get caught off at 30 seconds.
Who's going first?
Marcus.
All right,
oh
good.
crap! I thought I only get seven
seven
words.
All right. Ready? 30-second synopsis. Go. Wow. Wasted a ton of time here. Oh, jeez. He's trying to remember what movie we're talking about. Remember the Titans. 18 seconds left.
Pressure.
Oh man,
They did face a lot of pressure.
Do you
Schools integrating football saves the day.
Oh,
that's pretty great.
He's trying to do the 7-word
But
thing.
dude, that's pretty great. I didn't count, but
It's either 6 or 7 words.
you used 27 seconds and you
think
used
about
7
it.
of those 27 seconds.
It's like Jesus' ministry for 30 years. Just a carpenter.
Big impact,
Just a carpenter. Just a carpenter.
All right, Rem, 30 seconds, ready, set, and go.
All right. If you're thinking about watching this movie, I'll do the promo for it. That's the way I want to do it. If you're thinking about watching this movie, it is a movie that does not matter when you watch it. You don't have to be a football fan. You just have to be an America fan that loves people, bringing people together through a sport, but really through the actions of leadership. That's what I love about that movie.
Attitude,
Do I need to keep
reflect
going because I have more time?
3
Cap.
seconds.
Attitude, reflect, leadership, cap. You know, now during that part of the movie, I did not like that Julius won that interaction because I actually thought Gary had the better argument. You know what I'm talking about?
The
Time
what
out.
argument?
Time out. Time out. We're gonna roll here. We're not married to certain times and stuff, dude. The fact that he had a white teammate on the line purposefully not blocking and not saying anything about it made Julius correct in that moment.
I totally agree with what you're saying. He was correct in that moment. But I don't think Gary in that moment was condoning that behavior. He wasn't saying, that's fine, you need to get your act
He
together.
was condoning
No,
it
he
by not
wasn't.
saying anything. Yeah, he's supposed to be a leader.
Well, but he doesn't in that moment
Gary
say,
knew
you're
about
right,
it.
I
That
didn't
was,
know about
Gary
it.
knew about it. That was the point. That conversation. I mean,
He doesn't admit-
getting
he doesn't admit that.
We're getting way. Yeah, but what's the next scene?
What, when he lets Ray go?
No,
He says
No, the next scene is when-
then the next game, I think.
no. They're in 2-a-days,
Yeah.
right? They're in 2-a-days. The next practice is that night practice
When they start
and they're
going
gonna
left
go
side?
until they get it right.
Yeah.
Right.
Strong
and then
side,
Gary
left side.
He calls
gets
him out.
up into his face.
But see, that to me tells me that Gary, I mean, he probably saw the optics, but
He
until
may or
Julius
may not
called
have
him
known that
out,
he was actually
right, he didn't know
yeah.
that guy was actually literally just letting blocks through. But the second he knew about it and was called out about it, he did something about it the very next practice. I thought in that moment they were both right, but Gary wasn't admitting to anything doing wrong. Julius basically said, "I don't care. I don't care about my teammates. I don't care about anybody." And in that moment, I thought that Gary
I'm
had
gonna
a good
get
argument.
mine.
Dude,
Yeah, I'm gonna get mine.
This is a bigger conversation that
It's way bigger
Maybe
than
we
the
can
30-second synopsis.
maybe we can
37
relate.
minutes.
Maybe we can't relate to a situation where you're up against the wall and it is you against the world, and you do have to have that type of mentality.
You have to have a mentality where I'm not going to take care of my teammates.
No, I'm just saying if he sees there might not be a way that these guys are ever going to be on my side, I have to watch my back because I'm literally watching one of my teammates get killed over this. I don't know.
Yeah.
30-second synopsis for me. Timer is starting now. Girlfriend. Truck with the boys in the back. Pissed. Practices. Split. Camp together. Denzel vomits.
Oh, yeah.
Undefeated season.
He's a highlight
Everybody
reel.
goes crazy. Gary,
Banana?
Olympic athlete.
Ah.
You just reminded me of in 21 Jump Street where he does the rap poetry.
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever.
Slam poetry? Where he's doing slam poetry, just saying one word, snap
what
it.
that
Yeah.
reminded
That's
me
true.
of.
That's true.
Dead
By the way,
Sheila.
I vote, since I'm going to be focused on this, anytime a movie gets brought up that you're like, dude, we got to do one over that.
Dude,
you need
21 Jump
gotta
Street
make a
is
note.
fun.
What, we got to do that on the podcast?
No, but you just need to make a note for future. We're going to bring up other movies, books while we're on the podcast.
And
so far, we brought up 21 Jump Street.
We need to do a show on it?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like, hey,
okay.
that's future. Okay, so let's go to this. What was relatable? We're going to do a Jimmy V style. Rem, I'll give you credit on this. What's he say? If every day you learn,
If you think, laugh
yeah.
and cry.
Think deeply.
laugh and cry every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
Move to tears.
He's right, by
what'd
the
you
way.
learn? What'd you laugh? And what made you cry?
Is this all
What
one
did you
question or is it 3 questions?
No, these are, so listen, this is the way, so what was relatable is the overarching theme, like what resonated with you. And then the learn, laugh, and cry is like how you think about that. Like what stood out. Did we say highlights? I thought I wrote down highlights. What were the highlights?
I mean,
I guess that's what you just did.
that's
in the
what
synopsis.
I did. That's what I did. Yes, that is. We can come back to highlights.
I mean, normally we're going to be having notes that we were coming into it with, but
Okay. You want to do highlights right now? Did you have
Yeah.
highlights in mind that you really were excited about? Did they make you learn, laugh, or cry?
It's a constantly laugh and cry movie, though. Like, I think that's what makes it great. Is like it goes up and down, and it's a constant rise into the pinnacle, which is Gary. I think Gary is like where it really is the biggest nosedive.
Coach Yost, though, I mean, that's quite the character arc, right?
Oh yeah, I love watching his.
Yost has the arc. The daughter has the arc
Where she's learning.
Mm-hmm. You've got Coach Boone and his family and their arc.
Yeah.
And the things that he struggled with, the pride and the different things. I mean, every character has
Ryan Gosling's first role where you actually notice him. He's hysterical in it. Too.
every character has quite the arc, and I think that's what. So maybe the question is like, instead of like what was relatable, like is there a character that you related to most in this movie? I'd have to think about that
Characters?
for a second.
Or scenes that really like stood out too.
Yeah.
Like the Gettysburg scene is so powerful. Like he gets them up in the middle of the morning, and they're
It's
running.
late. It's 3 a.m. in the morning.
And he runs from the front is what
Yeah.
I love about that. Like little subtleties that maybe, they probably thought of. And I'm sure that one was one they actually thought of. But he runs and leads them to Gettysburg. Instead it says run and then, has a megaphone, is on a truck.
I would say
like
biggest
that.
moment for me is when Yost makes the decision during the game that I don't
Losing
give
Hall
a
of
damn
Fame.
about the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And he says, "Leave no doubt." Oh, dude, chills every time. Oh, so good.
I'll go down with you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, that's when he officially is like, all right,
Bought into
this is my team.
This is
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
my team. Yeah.
Like even the where he screams and the music cuts out. I don't know what he called it, heinous or so. What the ref has a name and he like literally shouts and the music cuts out.
Oh, Titus.
Yeah.
Titus.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
Well, and in that,
yes, I get what you're saying. It kind of
and they walk
zeroes in
on
their
the field and you're like,
conversation.
what is he about to say?
Yeah.
in the final part, right, where he says, "I need your help," right? Because Ed Henry's kicking my ass out
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
Right, and they come together.
Yep.
And then Sunshine ends up playing both
Yep.
ways, even though he's the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, talk about an MVP.
I mean,
Flag, that's a penalty on the quarterback.
okay. I'm dude from Scrubs.
Petey.
Petey. Okay.
Yeah.
His arc. I'm trying to remember where he finishes.
Oh, he finishes
a
on the high
DB.
note. He takes over. He takes over for
Okay, he goes back.
Gosling's character.
Okay,
because,
yeah. He's hugging on the sideline. Yeah. Okay.
I didn't sit all year just to watch them beat us, coach. And then
Oh, man.
it's your decision, right?
Wait,
You
is that
put
the
him in.
same moment when the dad gets upset in the stands and she's
No.
like, "He's getting beat like he stole something"?
No, that's earlier.
That's
Oh, man,
earlier.
that's a great
Yeah,
scene,
that's
too.
when
That's
he
the-
first takes over.
Yeah, because the next scene he throws the papers down. He's like, my kid was all state.
Okay, other relatable moment. We've all been a part of a season or in our career, sport, whatever. When you just hit that like lull of like, it's not the beginning and it's not the home stretch, it's the middle, and it's just like the same old. When they hit that game where they win, but it's like, I remember Petey sitting down. Somebody sits down next to him. He's like, I didn't sign up for this. And they're like at the ultimate low of their season where they're just not meshing, not playing well. So like the third or fourth game. Dude, there are...
They said we're not gonna if we play like this against.
Yes,
Yeah.
Growth
yes.
and-
I'm there is always like every quarter of the year, there's always a moment of every quarter I feel like where I hit that, like it's not the beginning of a campaign, it's not the end, it's the middle, and I just hit like this funk, and I felt like they were in that. But then is it Rev and what's the other guy that calls the meeting, the players only meeting?
I know you won't
Blue.
believe
Yeah,
me.
Blue. But somebody's got to call it out.
Blue, I don't want to see you smiling on this bus. That's a good line.
But they do. It's that players only
Yes.
meeting, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's really relatable. I just thought that, as we're sitting here, we didn't think about this ahead of time, but as we're sitting here, I'm just thinking about this concept of like going away as a team for camp for 2 weeks or whatever, doing 2-a-days, doing 3-a-days. It's absolutely brutal. You can't
go home and talk to your mom.
Do anything right. You can't talk to your mom. It reminds me a lot of like pledgeship, or like we used to have 2-a-days. And it's interesting because I think that that's a really impactful way to build a team.
Yeah.
But we don't have anything like that professionally, at least that I've experienced.
I think
retreats and stuff.
Retreats. I mean, obviously, we're part of a men's group that has a retreat every year, but I think most people probably aren't part of.
Yeah, but not in a way that those are designed to do, which is like break you down to build you up.
Of all the people,
right? Oh my goodness! Did you
it was
just
an
get
alarm?
a call?
It was an alarm because Willa. Number one, because believe it or not, it's 10:30 already.
Oh.
Number two, her iguana speech. She really wanted to make sure that I put it in her backpack because she's freaking out that the iguana speech is tomorrow, and we keep telling her it's not till later.
Quinn
she does not want to.
Quinn's got a Fox speech, and she's all over it. So my oldest has, well, never mind. This has nothing to do. Never mind. We'll
How does the Fox speech
what does the Fox
relate?
say? Oh, please tell me.
Say?
Please tell me at one point.
Does she say that in her speech?
No, but we definitely listened to the song.
Oh my god.
Willow was asked why she picked iguana, and she goes, because my name's Willow Wiggins and I'm at the end of the alphabet. So I picked last.
Yeah, that's so good.
How about cry? Any tears? Where were the tear-jerking moments?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, obviously when Gary goes down and then Julius is trying to figure out what his role is between the time he's told that and the time he goes into the room.
Yep.
And she's telling him that his tears aren't going to bring his legs back.
Okay, for me, it's a couple moments later where he goes, "Can't you tell? That's my brother."
That's my brother.
Yeah.
So you hold on to the tears until that moment.
Dude, I'm a I would say I cry more often in really sweet, good moments, not bad moments. And I don't know if that's like I don't know, bad stuff. Like I think about it, but I don't cry about it. But like really, really good stuff, that's what makes me cry. Yeah.
I don't know, anything to do with kids gets me. Like
okay.
anytime where I can put myself in a position.
I actually turn it off before it gets to that point. I'll be like, Riley, we're watching something different. Tear jerking moments, Marcus? Anything jump out?
For sure. When that sequence, I mean, it's right next to each other, what you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
But that's the biggest sequence for me in terms of, in this movie, tear jerking moments. Yeah.
Uncontrollable laughter.
Anytime Ryan Gosling's in a scene where he screams
your mama
fight,
stuff.
the way he screams fight when they start fighting, he's like fight, like just he's such a sissy.
That's
in that
like
movie.
when you watch it again.
That's true.
That's the moment.
That's true. Like I never remembered like him being that funny until I rewatched it, and then you're just looking for his lines.
For me, I don't know if I laughed that hard the first time I saw it, but when Blue walks in and he's bent over and he's got his hand on his back, he's like, Blue, what's wrong?
No, it's not Blue.
It's Lastic.
Oh, what's wrong, man?
Yeah.
Man, I just gave your mom a piggyback ride and she weighs twice as much as I do. The whole your mama scene is hilarious. And then right afterwards, by the way, is when Sunshine goes up to Bertier, right, and is like, "What do you want? You know what I want." And he gives him a kiss.
This is too much male bonding going on here. I'm out of here.
No, okay. So I don't know if it's right after that, but at another point in the movie, is like, so
Petey.
Yeah, Petey.
I gotta know.
This is like very.
It doesn't matter. Why you gotta know? I gotta know.
I think Coach has been keeping Petey out in the sun too long.
All right.
I mean, that's like, that stuff is laugh out loud.
We're transitioning into best quotes anyway.
We blitz all night.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
I use that one often.
Yeah, we use that all the time.
Yeah.
So we can go character by character.
Best quotes is the next one.
Yeah, best quotes.
See, the problem with this is, like, off the top of her head, this is where taking notes ahead of time is going to be
Sure.
really good.
How many feet are in a mile?
Oh,
5,280. You're
You
gonna
pick this
if you
ball up.
Pick
and
this
run
ball up.
Every
you're
last
gonna
one
run.
of them.
no. Well, before that, if you fumble this football, I will break my foot off in your John Brown hind parts, and then you will run a mile. That one's great. Water's for getting this blood off my uniform.
And you don't get no blood on my Titan uniform.
Okay, so this was a team chant of mine.
Coach,
back
I
in the
need a
day.
water break. I say that a lot.
Do you guys remember when I was in Fort Wayne?
Yes.
My favorite team chants of all time. So it was all based on the up downs. Oh wait,
We're going to do up, down.
Can we do dodgeball?
Until
by the way?
blue
Speaking of
is no longer tired. Okay.
or
Or
thirsty.
thirsty.
What is pain?
French bread.
Will you ever quit?
No, we want some more. We want some more.
There's another one.
We want some more. What is pain? French bread. What is fatigue? Army clothes. Will you, will you ever quit?
That's proper. Yeah. Sunshine. Sunshine, more a reactionary character.
Yeah, I think the quote that I remember about Sunshine is when he hits Gary in the back of the head and Coach says, I think we can find a position for your boy on one or two conditions.
Well, I like when the girls are all looking at him. He's like, "What are y'all staring at him for?"
Oh, that's Petey's line.
Yeah, yeah.
Petey's
He's
like,
right.
Petey's
What are
He's
y'all
right.
staring? What are y'all
I'm
staring?
the one
at him
dominating
for?
on the field.
He's from California.
Yeah, California Dreamboat.
He's Californian.
I don't see no livestock around here. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Heartfelt moment though. Lastic. What's he say? I'm going to college, coach.
Oh, yeah.
A pest. What's
Well, right there, Boone's like, he's like,
Oh, you wanna
he goes,
talk about a
he goes,
heart-
I'm eligible. And he goes, well, I'm already married, son.
Or heartfelt moment when they're like Gary is supposed to go play basketball at the Berg or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
with Julius. And Julius comes in to meet his mom for the very first time, and she's really hesitant. And he comes in and just
Bear
gives her a
hug.
big old hug.
Yep.
You're mixing two scenes, though, because he doesn't end up going to play basketball.
He doesn't the first time.
The first time he goes,
and
I'm
then
not
the
gonna-
second the
Well,
second
that time he gives a bear hug, he's wearing street clothes because that's right after the officer comment. for the-
Correct.
he's just coming over.
yeah, he's just coming over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's interesting.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're
so the
right.
thing
Yeah,
about
yeah.
montages that's interesting, like, I don't want to make this too deep, but like I've heard this quote a lot about like the Rocky montage. Like if you look at the Rocky montage, it lasts like 30 seconds to a minute in each one of the movies, and you're like supposed to be like he goes from being awful to being awesome.
It's a time lapse.
The time lapse
Yeah.
is like in life, if you're trying to like hold on to Rocky as like your motivation, and you get halfway through like whatever you're doing, and you still got like 2 or 3 weeks or 2 or 3 years of whatever that thing is, and you're like you don't resonate with that time lapse, right? So like
Right.
if you think about the grueling season and that an entire school year is, and how much pain they went through on a daily basis just in their lives because of segregation, because of all like black and white water fountains and black and white bathrooms, black and white sidewalks.
Can't go into the restaurant.
Restaurant. That restaurant scene is brutal to watch. It makes me like angry every single time. And then you feel bad for everyone involved.
So the restaurant scene that's brutal, by the way, if you haven't seen the movie, is they're going out to celebrate after a win, right?
Yeah.
And Sunshine is from California.
Yep.
Where I guess it's being positioned as more progressive,
Apparently,
probably.
yeah.
So they're in the deep south of this. Where is
Virginia.
Virginia, yeah. So
They
and
play
he's like,
AAA
no,
ball.
it's all good. Those days,
This is Virginia.
those days are over, and they're all kind of trying to tell him, "Hey, dude, we're not allowed." And the restaurant owner, I think, says,
You guys can get your food out back.
"Yeah, you guys can have food out back."
I refuse the right to service to anybody.
Dude, that's
yes,
what-
that's even you, hippie boy.
Man, and I remember, I don't know, gosh, I'm trying to think of movies that I watched that had really uncomfortable moments like that at 12.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This is probably one of the first movies that had like, it wasn't just funny or just entertaining. Like,
Tackling an issue.
yeah, tackling a real
Yeah.
issue. Yeah.
It might have been one of the first ones, yeah. I mean, I can't remember, but that makes so little sense.
Yeah, for sure. For me, anyway.
Lion King was the first Disney movie that had like murder in it.
I did not watch a Disney movie. I'm sure I had parts, whatever. I guess I watched Remember the Titans, but a traditional Disney movie until I had kids. Like, no.
Oh, really?
Did not grow up on Disney at all. No.
Did you grow up on animated movies?
Sports Center and MTV.
Oh yeah.
And
I knew that about
I'm not joking.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, Sports Center, and yeah, MTV.
You were 5 or 6 and you're not watching cartoons.
Ren and Stimpy, Rocko's Modern Life, Real Monsters, and I'm not joking, Beavis and Bud. My mom took me to see the Beavis and Bud movie at 9 or 10.
I've never seen an episode of any one of those.
Dude, okay, so Rocko's Modern Life is actually, looking back, Ren and Stimpy in that was like, whoa.
Yeah.
They said jokes about what? But it way over my head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Any other great quotes we want to make sure get mentioned? We're mentioning them all throughout, but
Yeah. No, we miss a ton. I mean, the whole movie's quotable. It's one of my top 10, and it's one of my top 10 most quotable
okay.
movies.
So Coach Boone gets off the bus, or
Oh yeah, the classic.
Jerry. He's clapping.
Yeah.
Everybody, let's see. Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis.
Yeah.
Dean tells the
you
jokes.
must have said Jerry.
What's that?
Jerry.
No, you must have said Gary. You must have said you said Jerry, as in Lewis, which makes you Dean Martin.
Fix that time.
Hey everybody! Hey everybody! I just want to let you know that Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin will be joining us in camp this week.
Well, the best part of that whole thing.
Jerry tells the jokes. Dean sings the songs and gets the girl. Which is really good, but you've probably never seen any Jerry Lewis movies, or do you?
I have now that I'm married to
There's
my
a
wife.
clip circulating right now of Jerry Lewis doing a golf bit, and he has one of the most amazing golf swings I've ever seen.
He used to golf a lot.
See lefty?
I don't think so.
Man, lefty's good. Are you about to tell the daddy?
Yes.
Yeah, go
so
for it.
So
Yeah.
then he finishes it
Who's
by
your daddy,
saying,
Jerry?
"Is your mother here?" And he points her out, and he goes, "Take a good look at her." Because once you get on the bus, you ain't got no mom anymore.
Yeah.
You got your brothers on the team, and you got your daddy. Now you know who your daddy is.
Yeah.
Gary, when I ask you a question, I mean, he just talk about uncomfortable.
And even more
Who's your
uncomfortable
daddy?
because it's a black coach
Oh yeah.
and the white star.
And he's taking a stand, yeah.
I mean,
you have to go about it that way in that
And
time.
then it
I've gotta
immediately
imagine.
follows with him telling all the kids to get off the bus, and defensive bus and
Yeah.
offensive bus, not black and white.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just great pivotal scenes.
Have any of us done a deep dive into historical, like how factual
That
any of those
story
moments
is?
are, or anything? Like, have any of us?
No, that'd
I
be
know
a
it's-
great thing to do for a podcast.
I know it's based on a true story, but
And is it based on a book first? Do we know any of those details? Is
No, we can find that out and put
Yeah.
that in the notes.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
well, yeah. Why don't you put that in the show
Awesome.
notes?
That'll be in the Beavis and Butthead episode. Hey, by the way, when we talked about Remember the Titans, it was not factual and none of it's true.
It was the name of the movie, Marcus, was Beavis and Butthead Do America. So, I mean, I'm walking out with my mother, and all of these high schoolers and college kids are like, either your mom is awesome or like, what is happening? This is the same mom that took me to Las Vegas for the year 2000. Everyone thinks the world's going to end. We go to Vegas for the year 2000.
Just because you thought it was going to end?
You know what? There needs to be a segment of the show, Brett's Mom Stories, because I think you guys would be highly entertained. Yep.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know that I've heard.
We got to get out of here with a rating.
Oh, man. Okay, well, rating for me, Remember the Titans. Now,
Out of
let's go ahead and go 1 to 9.
Oh, yeah, 9.
1 to 9. So for me, 1 to 9. Oh gosh.
How are you thinking about this?
Because I'm trying to think like standards. Someday, there's gonna be a 9. I can't.
So you think there's only one 9 out there?
I'm saying
that is the best movie and everything else
what
is
is it
below
that,
it.
what
Okay,
is it that makes a 9? I
Well,
guess.
there's a lot of different ways you can go about this. I guess we're all
Yeah.
going to figure it out for ourselves.
I
Are we
think
doing
so.
decimals or no?
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
because our averages are it's going to be it's easy.
Okay, I like it.
You
I
can't
like
do
it.
decimals.
1 through 9.
All right.
1 through 9.
No decimals.
So here's the deal: if people choose to listen long term, they will know Brett's 8 might be way different than Rem's 8 versus Marcus's 7 versus.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now.
I think we'll average each other out long term for like a good score.
I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 9, and I'm betting that's highly unlikely to happen very often for me. But 8 out of 9.
Do you have a 9 out of 9?
Oh.
Do you have a movie that beats Remember the Titans?
So, the best ending of all time. You'll have to wait and listen to that show, but
All
it's
right.
coming. Yeah.
So that makes it a 9.
That's what I dude. All
The
I
ending
can
is
think,
all this for you. So like that makes it.
I
a 9.
literally think about-
For me, it's 9 out of 9. I mean, I'm a big movie guy, and I love Remember the Titans. I watch it over. If you're gonna watch it 100 times, it has to be a 9 out of 9. And I'm gonna be that guy that like is generous. I used to be a snob, by the way, when it came to movies. Like I was like, I want all the dark, like the deep track movies
Yep.
and anything that's mainstream. Like I don't subscribe to that anymore. If you like the movie, you like the movie.
Yeah, I agree.
for sure.
It's 9 out of 9 for me.
I do think that if you like the movie, you like the movie. It's insanely quotable. I think that it has an incredible message. I'm really sad that we're not doing decimal points because I think I would have
Do it.
gone with
Do-
some
you do
decimal
you.
points.
You do you.
No, it's no.
Marcus does decimals.
Yeah.
Do it. You always have to have decimals.
Yeah, it always has to be a decimal.
So you're
Which is
making
gonna be
that
really
decision
tough.
right now.
That's fine. That makes it.
What do you
It
got?
makes it more accurate.
All right.
in my opinion. And I'm gonna go with an 8.4. Is what I'm gonna go with.
Love it.
8.4.
Sweet.
Love it.
Well,
By the way, pass fail Netflix and chill. If you're gonna do it early.
No, do
otherwise-
it. Depending on how long it takes, you might have time during the montage scene,
Also an option.
right?
Also an
because
option.
they start winning, and
They're
then there's
smashing
a
the car.
they start winning, and then there's a montage scene where they're eating lots of pancakes and stuff like that.
Ooh, we're going deeper. Not
I
only
think-
Netflix and chill.
Oh, you're going
when do you
deeper.
chill?
Oh,
Yeah. All right. Good.
Brett's going deeper.
Great.
On Netflix.
all right, what's next? I'm going to speed this along.
What's next?
What do we got coming up? We don't have to be exact, but we definitely said Dave Grohl's on the list.
Dave Grohl, his book awesome. I think McConaughey, also fantastic
Yeah.
choice.
Books and movies, that's what we do.
Books and movies.
I heard a 21 Jump Street reference out there.
Ooh, I like that.
I think there's a strong chance.
I think 22 Jump Street is even funnier.
Oh wow. Okay.
22 Jump Street is
And Brett just got a homework assignment. Fantastic.
yeah.
Oh, well, that any of these should be a homework assignment, I think. But
I think we should definitely do Queen's Gambit, like stuff like
Ooh,
that too.
yes.
Queen's
Oh,
Gambit
I
was
just
really
watched
good.
Griselda on Netflix. I'll call it a mini series / docuseries / really great. Yeah, that's on my list. Marcus, anything on your list that you want to make sure happens in the future?
No, I mean, I'd love to cover, like we talked about C.S. Lewis. I'd love to cover some C.S. Lewis stuff. Those can be like I need to chew on this.
Oh, yeah.
Type of books, and
Yeah.
talking it over with you guys, I think would be fun.
Oh, love C.S. Lewis. All of it. Rem, any parting thoughts on what's next?
I'm excited. This is a show we all dreamt of, and I appreciate the 3 listeners, which will be us later tonight, just listening to it ourselves. And that's who we're doing the show for. Is if anyone else thinks it's cool.
If I listen more than once, does it keep ticking?
Yeah, that'll be four views.
So if
Yeah.
I put it repeat one over and over,
Yeah, but they're smart. All the algorithms know that now.
so it'll show, but it just won't.
Yeah,
get
it'll
me
be
more.
playtime from one person is what it's going to be.
Good to know. I'm gonna buy 14 iPhones.
Yeah.
Create multiple.
There we go.
Accounts.
Now we're cooking.
Good. Great.
Yeah.
Maybe even an Android. Spread it out a little bit.
Ooh,
Hey,
smart.
that's the show.